It's Chris Watkin here with David Brierley, the chap that bought out EasyProperty from the Guild, eProp, and has got a shed load of money from Stelios as well. David, what the hell did you buy EasyProp for, and why do you think it is the future of UK estate agency? Talk to me.
Okay, I can do just that. I'm an estate agent, have been all my life. From the very start, when Purple Bricks came along and Tepelo and all those others, and Easy Property started, that was the one brand that I thought would make it. And clearly that didn't happen for all sorts of reasons, which we don't need to go into at the moment. But for me, Easy is a household brand. It has huge consumer awareness. And it's a brand that I wanted to take advantage of and create a kind of a modern day estate agent. I think from what I understand and from what I've seen, actually the consumer is requirements are much further ahead than actually most estate agents think they are. And for that reason, I wanted to get into this sort of online hybrid model.
Okay, but let's be frank. The only semi-successful, well, I would actually say successful, is Purple Bricks, but they had shed loads of money behind them, and they just caught the mood at the right time, and it became self-perpetuating. Whilst Yopa, who had almost the same amount of money, well, I'm sorry, they're hardly anywhere to be seen. But what makes EasyProp so different?
I think our strategy, I think first of all our brand, and secondly our strategy. I mean, estate agency, we can be a national brand, but estate agency is very definitely a local business. What happens in Cardiff is of no interest to somebody in Portsmouth or Carlisle or Norwich. What they want to know is that locally they can sell their property and they can buy another one. And so rather than trying to conquer the world, we have this strategy which is local first, which is building the brand awareness in certain areas, along motorway corridors, in conurbations, so that we can make an impact there. If we don't have anybody in Exeter and we don't have anybody in Cardiff, we don't really mind at this stage. It's just building the brand, building the awareness in the area where we operate. EasyJet started with one plane and it flew from Luton to Glasgow, and now look at it, virus accepted.
Okay, so how many agents do you have working with you or for you? I mean, it's the old, are they employees or self-employed?
They're all self-employed. We've got at the moment we've got 37 territories that are occupied by what we would call local easy partners. In effect, it's a license agreement to take on a territory of around about 25 to 30,000 owner-occupied houses, which we consider to be an area, a number of properties that is suitable and capable of generating a reasonable return for an individual.
Okay. And approximately how many valuations are they being called out to a month?
Well, on the basis that we really have rebranded, redone the website, redone the dashboard, reinvented quite a lot of things in January, and launched that all in January, we've seen a 50% increase in market appraisals since between January and the lockdown, and a 46% increase in listings in that same period. And to be fair, a lot of that is self-generated. It's the use of social media. It's self-generation. It's generic marketing. We don't profess to have millions to spend on TV. I don't think that TV advertising is necessarily the be-all and end-all for a estate agency. I mean, you've only got around about 10% of the market, or 8 to 10% of the market moving at any time, and you've got to rely on them to be watching the TV at the time they want to sell the house. So I think there's much more direct opportunities to get into people's mindset about your brand on a local basis.
Yeah, but anyone, but increasing valuations,
social media being one of them.
Increasing valuations from 2 to 3 is an increase of 50%. I'm being cheeky.
Absolutely, I wouldn't disagree with that. But the percentages speak for themselves.
But what exactly are you doing? Because to be honest with you, from what I saw with Purple Bricks, is that most of their valuations were generated by the franchisor or the head, the head office. What makes you lot so different?
I think we've moved on from that. I think you were right. They rode the crest of a wave. That was an opportunity that they had. I don't think our model is really any different to any other estate agency model. If you open a branch in a high street, you've got to go out and you've got to generate that business as the local estate agent, and you do that by all sorts of means of networking, generating adverts, PR, all the things that you would draw upon, and we're doing exactly the same. So we're making sure that the local easy partner gets an opportunity. We've got somebody who does PR for them locally, and we've got Facebook pages, all the social media kind of things that they need. And of course, they've got to go out and network. They've got to go out and generate business, just as somebody does who does a cold start in a branch.
I'm with you. And what are the fees fixed for vendors to put their house on the market?
Yeah, we've got three options. Again, we kind of listened to what the consumer wanted. So we've got a fixed fee, an fixed upfront fee of $795. You pay that whether you sell it or not. There's no deferment. There's no nothing. They pay that on listing, and they take the risk, but they're well aware of the risk. We make it very clear what the risk is. We have a split fee, which is a small payment up front, followed by a payment on completion, so when the sale completes. And then we have a no sale, no fee traditional commission, which is it's actually been really, really interesting, because I know there are lots of people who criticize the upfront fees and consumers don't know what they're getting into. I would disagree with that. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're effectively buying a discount in many cases, and that's explained to them. And interestingly enough, in the last 3 months, our listings, 53% of them were at no sale, no fee, and 46% of them, or 47% of them, were at an upfront fee. So it's more or less a balance. I suspect that depending upon what the market is doing, that percentage will change according to how quickly things are selling.
And of the roughly, how much of the fee gets retained by the local EasyProperty person, and how much gets retained by you?
70%. So 70%. So our fee charging model to the local partner is that we charge them a license fee, a monthly license fee of £350 a month for these 25,000 houses, and for that they get all the CRM, they get the centralised social media, they get the Rightmove, Zoopla, they've got a business in a box. They don't have to do anything other than, and they get the CRM.
70% sounds an awful lot higher than what Purple Bricks were giving them. It was, off the top of my head, don't quote me on this, but it's probably nearly 30%.
Yeah.
But then they have to work a bit harder for it, don't they?
Yeah, they do have to work harder for it, and also what they're doing is they're building a business. So we're giving them an exclusive area where they can build a business, and they can expand into other territories. We give them priority over adjoining territories. They've got a business that they can build up now. Whether they call themselves a territory owner and have people working under them at our Purple Bricks, that's up to them. But we're very clear that this is a business opportunity for them to build their own shareholder value in what they're doing, and we will support them in doing that.
So basically, you are a self-employed model, but at least you have a brand, and if people think that brand is powerful enough, then they get to very similar percentages to the Keller Williams models and the EXP models. You've just got to decide whether the EasyProp branding is for you or not.
Yeah, I think that's right, and I think that the self-employed model. There's all sorts of models out there, and I wouldn't be, it would be wrong of me to criticise any of them. They have a place for different people. I think most people, estate agents they're gregarious people. They like to be part of a team. They like to be part of a culture, and we've all got pretty big egos that need to be massaged from time to time. So they need to be in a family, and they need to have an ethos where they know that they're part of a team, albeit remote. And I think that the power of the umbrella brand can't be underestimated. And if you've got that brand and you use that brand well, then it helps. It's good for the partner, because they feel that they're coming into something that's, in our case, it's got 25 years of provenance. Plus, of course, it's got the consumer's aware of it too.
Well, thank you for your time today, David, and I'm sure people want to contact you. They'll give you a shout.
Thank you very much.